do that just on stage, or do you do that in public too? Like, no, of course I do the voices in public. I have to make myself laugh. You know, I like doing the voices in places where people can't see me. Like drive-thrus. Oh, I'm evil at a drive-thru, man, except the one by my house, because they know me. I mean, they really know me. I could show up at 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon, you know.
Welcome to McDonald's, how can I help you?
Yeah. Let me have...
Pull up. I did an order. Gabriel, pull up.
You don't know. Until you say, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna take action. Nothing changes if nothing changes, man. And I'm not preaching at you. I'm just, I just want to remind you, because you know, I've spent a lot of time in my life sitting around wanting things to change, and not being able to make them change, and not thinking I could. And I wish somebody had told me that earlier sometimes. That in order for something to change, there needs to be change.
My cousin said, man, we're having a card party. Bernie, come on, man. I said, man, I don't know, man. He said, please come, Bernie. I'm telling everybody you're coming. I said, okay, man. So I came. Boston, I swear for the Lord. When I got there, police were there. Fire department was on the side. SWAT was in the goddamn trees. They had my cousin handcuffed in the back seat. I told the police officer, wait a minute, sir. I said, that's my cousin. I said, let me talk to him. He said, you better talk to him. I said, cuz, what's going on? He said, man, fuck that bitch, man. That motherfucker bitch kept, man, fucking around, man. I said, what'd she do? Every time I turned around, she was draw foreign, a motherfucker, draw foreign. These motherfuckers playing Uno.
America treats black people the way cashiers treat pennies. Legally, they have to accept us everywhere. But if you walk in with more than 4 or 5, everybody's like, what the fuck is this bullshit? It's the only job where you get to do that. The Supreme Court decided a policeman is allowed to use deadly force if they're in fear for their life. If they're afraid, they can shoot you. And I don't think we can ever do anything about that. But I say, fine. You can kill a motherfucker when you're afraid. But I think before we let you be a cop, we should find out what you're afraid of first. That's reasonable. I mean that literally. I think the final exam at Police Academy should just be a haunted house, right? But instead of skeletons and witches and stuff, it's just black people doing everyday activities. You know? And you gotta make it from the front yard to the cookout in the backyard without killing nobody, you know? You get your badge at the grill.
My dad did a lot of cocaine, that was his problem. Too much cocaine, he would come into my room at night, right before I went to bed, just kick down the door, just... Hey! Go to sleep! My dad's in jail right now, serving 480 months. That's how the judge said it too. We didn't know what the f that meant. We're all dumb too. We're like, yeah, it's not bad, bro. It's not bad, bro. Even my dad was like, I'm Mexican though, man. Stereotypical Mexican. When Donald Trump called us drug dealers though, all right, he got us. All right. He fucked up when he called us rapists though. Latinos, we're not rapists. Our uncles.
I was at a party, some guy gave me some shit. He's like, here, man, take this. It's fucking mushrooms. I took it, I forgot all about it, you know. Then a couple days later, I found that shit in my pocket. I'm thinking, why not? Because I'm thinking it's like weed, some background shit. I planned my whole day out like it was weed. I'll chew this shit up, then I'll go to the barber shop, get my hair cut, and then I'll see a movie. I chewed it up. So far, so good. Then I was in a barber shop like an hour later. And it's funny because I was just thinking to myself, I was like, ooh, this stuff sucks. tastes like athlete's foot. I feel sick, but I'm not really high. Then I looked in the mirror. I saw the barber's reflection, man. It looked like a big penis was cutting my hair. I freaked out. I started talking to myself, Dave, calm down. You're on drugs. This is what drugs do. Okay, you know that there is no way that a penis can cut hair. But I started freaking out, man. I just couldn't take it anymore. I jumped out the chair. Half my hair was cut. I didn't care. I didn't. I just gave a barber a handful of money. It was weird. The balls opened up. Anyway, I ran home, man. I ran home as fast as I could. I was tripping. I looked at the clock. It was 2:42. I was like, damn, 2:42. I gotta sober up. I had never been this high this early. I took a shower. I was still high. I said, maybe music will do the trick. I listened to every CD I had. I was still high. Exercise, that's what I'll do. I ran around the block 4 times, still high. Took a nap, woke up, fucked up. I looked at the clock, it was 2:43. I said, God damn.
Now they want to dig a ditch and put alligators in the ditch. I'm like, you know what, motherfucker? Put alligators. In an hour, there'll be shoes and belts. Go for it. There'll be souvenirs in an hour and a half. Señora, quiere comprar un cinto, crocodilo, touch. Tócale, my friend. Where you going, my friend? Tócale belts. Crocodilo. You like, to your sister, my friend. Touch it. Tócale. How much? Give me $40. No? Okay, give me $5.
My doctor the other day said, Ron, you cannot gain any more weight. And I said, that's what I thought. My wife's on my ass about me taking better care of myself. She bought me a bicycle thinking I might ride it. It's for sale. And if you're looking for a bicycle, it's a great deal. It's got 750 yards on it. It was a demo when I bought it. It had 350 yards already on it, but I put the other 400 yards on it myself. And if you'd like to buy the bicycle, just go to my house in Beverly Hills, and it's 400 yards from there. I owe the IRS a bunch of money because I don't understand how that works. It's confusing. When I started doing stand-up, they said that made me an independent contractor, and they said I needed to start filing my taxes quarterly, which I thought meant every 25 years. I have attention deficit disorder, I have learning disabilities. I don't have a high school diploma. I'm smart, but you can't prove it on paper.
But we all gotta stay off that cocaine, goddamn. And see a motherfucker come out the bathroom backstage, has some coke right here. You gotta leave that coke alone. That cocaine is 99 and 0. That shit fuck my pops up. My pops used to use heroin. Motherfuckers be addicted to cocaine. What? How you think they built the pyramids? Cocaine been around since the Egyptian days. Motherfuckers talking about, it's a mystery how the pyramids was. No, that was that cocaine. You ever see a motherfucker on coke? He could carry a building. Motherfucker be strong. You can always tell when a motherfucker using cocaine. Because the motherfucker, they all do this one thing. In the middle of a sentence, they all go,
I said I don't look the same. I'm bald. I don't think I'm faking you out. I'll show you my balding pate. I'm not like Bret Michaels, you know. It's like, oh, I'll just wear a bandana all the time. These whores will never catch on. Going bald sucks. I'll tell you what's worse. Gray pubic hairs. Sweet shit. That was a sad day. I look God, I was like, oh no. I'd like to tell you I'm not this vain, but I plucked them right out. I did. And I look so much younger from here to here. I look like I got a 22-year-old nutsack. Easy. Easy. Did you lose weight? No, my nuts are no longer salt and pepper. You can really tell how someone votes by how much Mountain Dew they consume, you know what I mean? Because the pandemic would have only been 2 weeks long if they had put the vaccine in Mountain Dew. Yeah, all the people are like, oh, I'm not going to get the vaccine. We don't know what's in it. Mountain Dew, glug, 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 glug. What's in your Mountain Dew? It's got dew and it's the same color as transmission fluid. It's got dew and mountain and a little Confederate flag. That's what gives it its bitter aftertaste. All right.
One time I was driving home, I saw a beautiful homeless woman. I was like, my little project runway right here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her, you know. She's only arguing with a stop sign, that's it. She's like, don't tell me what to do.
I used to say that there were 5 levels of fatness. Reason why I say used to say is because now there are 6. I met the new one in Las Cruces. The original 5 levels are big, healthy, husky, fluffy, and damn. People ask, what could be bigger than damn? The new level's called, oh hell no. I took my girl to the Apple store and I got her an iPhone. I got myself one and I said, from now on, we're texting each other. And believe it or not, she was cool with that. Because anytime she would send me a text, I would reply like that. I could be anywhere. Freaking in the bathroom, freaking cling. What are you doing? I'm blowing it up. I love you, San. And she'd reply, oh my God, me too, I love you.
I caught my father cheating on my mom when I was 16 years old. The same day he caught me smoking weed. I saw him with another woman. We both looked at each other. He didn't say shit. I didn't say shit. I would come home late from school. He would look at me and say, where the fuck you been? Nah, where the fuck you been? How come you smell like marijuana? How come you smell like food we don't have in this house?
Easy with the voices. Once I got with my girlfriend, she used to think it was cute, but then, you know, I scared her. One night we're in the room and she's like, ooh, what are you gonna do to me? And I was like, you're gonna get it. Stop doing that. We used to role play. We used to play White House. Oh, that was so much fun back in the day. I'd wake her up at 3 a.m. She's like, who is it? I was like, you know who it is.
Ay, señor, I don't speak English.
Hell yeah.
I don't drink no more, man, because I just don't. I got tired of getting my ass beat. I got tired of saying I'm sorry. I got tired of saying, whoa, I did that shit. Because you always do bad shit when you get drunk. You never do nice things. People never wake you up and say, damn, bro, you got loaded last night, man. You cleaned the house, big dog. You were wrapping presents. You read David Sedaris' books to us. Wow, what introduction.
Do that just on stage, or do you do that in public too? Like, no, of course I do the voices in public. I have to make myself laugh. You know, I like doing the voices in places where people can't see me. Like drive-thrus. Oh, I'm evil at a drive-thru, man, except the one by my house, because they know me. I mean, they really know me. I could show up at 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon, you know.
Welcome to McDonald's, how can I help you?
Yeah. Let me have...
Pull up. I did an order. Gabriel, pull up.
Oh, Oh man, went to a haunted house in my neighborhood. It cost $20 to get in, $30 to get out. They had cholos in every door scaring you. What's up, puto? You wanna get shot? It was scary, man. Someone socked me in the face. My girlfriend came out with hickeys and a cold sore. Someone stole my sister's baby stroller. Who would do that to a 12-year-old?
You know you're in a good hotel when you get inside of the elevator and it talks. It's one of those, you know?
First floor. Second floor. Third floor.
I'm like, man, she sounds hot.
Fourth floor. Fifth floor.
Oh, yeah. Martin asked me, how far are you going up? I said, all the way. I gotta see how this ends, you know what I'm saying? If you speak a little Spanish, it freaks people out. Oh my God, he's speaking Spanish. You know, don't get me wrong, I like watching Spanish programming myself. Some of the stuff is really cool. My favorite thing are the commercials. Because they're always about sex. You don't even know what the product is until like the last 2 seconds. It's always some model walking out all sexy, right?
Hola. Ay, qué rico.
And on the 28th second, right?
Pepsi.
The guy that I met was 6'8", 614 pounds. Oh, hell no. And he was offended at my show. Not by anything that I said, but because of the fact that now at the shows, I started selling t-shirts. And apparently, I didn't have his size. Keep in mind, I go all the way up to 5X on the t-shirts. And he was like, you don't have my size. I was like, dude, I didn't know they made you. I have up to 5X. I don't have X. The picture of a dinosaur on the back of the tag, you know? My son Frankie is now 19 years old. He likes to sit around the house and watch videos of other kids playing video games. I asked him, what are you doing? I'm watching other kids playing video games. I said, that's really? Why? Well, they're professionals. I'm like, why would you watch something that you could be doing? Because they're professionals. That's dumb. Really, Dad? Every Sunday, I see you watching football. How come you don't play? I didn't even argue. I just cut off the internet. The guy that I met was 6'8", 614 pounds. Oh, hell no. And he was offended at my show. Not by anything that I said, but because of the fact that now at the shows, I started selling t-shirts. And apparently, I didn't have his size. Keep in mind, I go all the way up to 5X on the t-shirts. And he was like, you don't have my size. I was like, dude, I didn't know they made you. I have up to 5X. I don't have X. A picture of a dinosaur on the back of the tag, you know?
I saw this comedian one time. He was stereotyping Mexicans. He said Chewbacca from Star Wars is Mexican because his name is Chewie. And he's a mechanic. And he rolls all his R's. First of all, Chewbacca is too tall to be Mexican. If anybody Mexican in Star Wars is R2-D2. His name sounds Spanish, Arturito. Arturito. He even speaks Spanish, Arturito.
I'm sorry, bro. It's late. I'm tired. Can I have 2 tacos?
What do you mean can I have 2 tacos? I just finished tell you I am not a Mexican. I am Greek. I do not sell taco. I sell gyro. Gyro? And then I remember seeing writing on the front of the cart, and I just thought it was like the guy's name or something, right? I was like, it spells it out. Gyro. Gyro. He got all pissy. It is not a gyro. It is gyro. That shit says gyro. It is gyro. Bro, I'm tired. It's late. What is a gyro? It's like a taco. Give me 2.
Americans, we love to vote, but we don't vote for presidents. We vote for things like American Idol. Because that's fun. Voting for presidents is not fun. Voting for American shebang, shebang. That's what they should do for presidents. You know, just put both guys on TV for 1 hour. Call it something catchy like, who's gonna run this? You put them on TV for an hour, let them argue. 30 minutes into the special, you put an 800 number on the screen and say, cast your vote, right?
You've reached the presidential hotline. For George Bush, press 3. John Kerry, press 4. Other options, press 5.
You don't like either one? Press 5.
Please hold.
I knew you'd be back.
We never say congratulations. You ever see people, man, that are happy for other people? Oh, God, you're awesome. Congratulations. You rock. We never say congratulations. What do we say? Oh, so now you think you're up bad or what? ¿Te crees muy chingón? We'll still kick your ass. Yeah, go to the Hallmark store and look for that card. Can I help you, sir? Yeah, you don't have a nightingale bad card? Liar, say swear to God. Swear to God. How about a you ain't shit balloon? You don't have one of those? Shit, you guys don't have nothing here. We need our own greeting cards. We need Mexicano greeting cards because the ones at the stores are too happy. We don't understand that. You need one that says, heard about your new job. You open it up. Don't fuck it up like the last time.
Americans, we speak according to our environment. We change it up. We morph. We adapt. We all have our, for example, we all have our trying to get a good job voice. When you walk in for that interview, you don't sound the way you sound on a Saturday night when you're having a couple drinks. No, you clean it up, you practice in the car, and when you walk in, you turn it on. If you'll check my references, you'll see I'm more than qualified for this position. Please feel free to call Frank Torres. Frank will tell you the amazing job I did for him 2.5 weeks ago. Listen, I'm ready to work 7 days a week, 365 days a year. No job is too big, no task is too small. You can count on me. I'm the right person for the job. Please keep me in mind. Thank you so much for your time. And then you get to the parking lot. And then you get to the parking lot and you're like, hijo de la chingada, ojalá que me dé trabajo porque no, está cabrón, güey, man. No, I need a job, man. I need a job.
You're gonna be married to a woman that knows that you ain't shit no more. A woman that's gonna look at you and go, honey, what the fuck are you doing? You're 45, you're fat, you're diabetic. You wanna die here, babe? Because I get excited too, you know, after an MMA fight, you know, a Mexican wins, I get out the window, I shall fuck somebody up. My wife looks at me, honey, don't forget what happened to you at Little Caesars last week. Remember, honey, your flip-flop ripped and you twisted your ankle? All the managers and employees were fucking you up. Even the guy that was there for a job interview fucked you up. They hired him after he kicked you in the head. They said, that's what I call leadership.
Because we will make up words that don't exist. Burly, you know burly? You know burly? I'll use it in a sentence. Hey, how long have you been here? We just barely got here. It's just everyone knows. Hey, they barely, didn't you hear them? They barely got here. How about, I know, huh? I know, huh? Last night you were all up. I know, huh? You ever been so drunk you started the car twice and then, and you hear a knock. It's already on. I know, huh?
I went to sleep with a real big girl one time. Oh, I hope I'm kidding. Many times. But this time I remembered. She woke up before me. She put on my t-shirt, my underwear. She was walking to the restroom. I was waking up looking at her. I thought that was me dying. I thought my spirit was leaving. Ooh. I started chasing her. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to lose weight no more. I just don't want to get fatter than this. This was my goal. I got the situation right here. More like the repercussions.
We're not trying to live forever. We don't want to go to the doctor. We don't want to know if we're sick. We know. All right? I know what this sounds like in the middle of the night. You're too much salt. We only put salt. We put salt on the food and we haven't even tasted it the minute it lands. We just eat. We don't want to know. Listen, prostate cancer, this is where I lose all the dudes. Prostate cancer is the #1 killer of Latino men because the only way they can check is por atrás. And your dad and your uncle are like, chale, no way. I'd rather be dead than have somebody be touching my culo. Sober? No. Nope, not sober, chale. Maybe catch me when I get home before I change and go to sleep.
And speaking of that, I get pulled over by a cop one night, 2 minutes after coming out of a Krispy Kreme drive-thru. I made a left turn instead of making a right, but I wasn't paying attention because I had a box. I was like, oh, you're going to get it when you get home. Oh, you've been so bad. You're going to get it. I'm not paying attention. I go the wrong way, right? Sure enough. Oh! I pull over. Later. I'm sitting there patiently waiting, and the cop is taking forever. I said, the hell with this, he's taking too long. I grabbed my box, I put it on my lap, I flipped it open, right? Oh, I was gonna get nasty. And just as I was about to tear it up, the cop gets to the window and says the same thing that they all say, right? You know why I stopped you? It was too easy. I looked at him and I said, because you can smell it. Oh, he was dying, man. Son of a bitch! Whatever, he let me go, man.
My grandmother, I learned from my grandma. My grandma, 82 years old. Everything she says is negative. Everything. Grandma, you hear about Maria? What, that she's pregnant? No, she's getting married. Like I said. With blue eyeshadow. So you can see it, they keep their eyes closed. Are you gonna go to the wedding? Shh. I went to the first 3. Ah, más puta que la chingada. She got 4 kids getting married in a white dress. Está loca la cabrona, white dress. No, a white dress, mira that white dress. She should get married in a white dress with black sleeves. and a hole in the front para acabarle chingar. But tell her I said hi. Bring me a plate. That's all I want.
My sister, who was one of the people I flew in, she hadn't been in California in forever, and she was like, can we go to Disneyland? And I'm like, sure, let's go. So it was her and her husband, Gordy, and I took them to Disney. And we get on a couple of rides, and just so we're clear, that's not what made the news. No. I said that last night, and someone was like, oh, because he fit. No. Some people, right? Yeah. We get on the Cars ride at California Adventure. And halfway through the Cars ride, the car stops on the track. And my sister looked at me. She goes, is this supposed to happen? I go, no, the check cleared. We're supposed to finish. This is, we paid. It's supposed to work. No, it took the Disney people about 20 minutes to come get us and take us out of the car. So we're sitting there outside in the sun for 20 minutes. I had no problem with that because I am mocha. I'm okay in the sun for 20 minutes. My sister, she's twice as dark as me. She's like freaking, Apache. She's, freaking Azteca. Just, Her husband, on the other hand, he's from Minnesota. He almost died. Oh, don't you know? Yeah, so while we're sitting there in the car, waiting for the Disney people to come take us out of the car, the people waiting in line realize that the ride has been shut down. And so from the ride, you can see the line. People see the car on the track, and then they see who's in the car. And all of a sudden, cell phones start coming out. And by the time we left Disney, TMZ had already reported the story. And you can Google this, okay? TMZ reported the story. Before we left the park, it said, Fluffy stuck on LA freeway at Disney. I thought it was cute. I thought it was silly. I thought it was funny. I thought it was okay. Until I read the comments. Oh, some of you are dicks. One lady wrote, just because you're tall enough to ride doesn't mean you're small enough to fit. A guy wrote, the car got tired. Another guy wrote, you're Mexican, couldn't you fix it? And that was Martin, yeah.
Oh, man. The guy who wrote the song, The Hokey Pokey, died. During his funeral, they couldn't close his casket. Every time they put his right foot in, he put his left foot out.
So my girl started tripping out, and I started getting these weird phone calls. Finally, I got tired of it. I said, you know what? I don't need this, I don't need it. From now on, when I take off on the road, no more phone calls. Look at that guy. Yeah! Are you here by yourself?
You're gonna be married to a woman that knows that you ain't shit no more. A woman that's gonna look at you and go, honey, what the fuck are you doing? You're 45, you're fat, you're diabetic. You wanna die here, babe? Because I get excited too, after an MMA fight, a Mexican wins, I get out the window, I shall fuck somebody up. My wife looks at me, honey, don't forget what happened to you at Little Caesars last week. Remember, honey, your flip-flop ripped and you twisted your ankle? All the managers and employees were fucking you up. Even the guy that was there for a job interview fucked you up. They hired him after he kicked you in the head. They said, that's what I call leadership.
Puerto Ricans, you guys are like Mexicans that, have a time limit when it comes to Spanish. You speak it quick. Mexicans, we speak Spanish slow. Hey, how's it going? Aquí no más, hombre. Puerto Ricans, man. Hey, what's up? Quiero una cosa, mi brother. La cosa aquí me vuelta. Tú sabes, mi brother, una cosa, quiero una cosa. Dame más gasolina.
Jack and Joe went up the hill both with $1.25. Joe came down with $2.50.
And I tried to break the tension. I just asked her. That's all I said. I go, hey, where are you guys from anyway? And I could tell that she was on to me. She goes, very condescendingly, she says, I'm from California. If you're asking my ethnicity, I am Chinese. And her husband was just cool about the shit. He was like, I'm Mexican, bro. I said, well, I'm sorry if I offended you by asking, but you're a very beautiful couple. And miss, there's no question that you're going to give birth to the hardest working baby this world has ever seen. I said, I need a gun immediately. The guy didn't answer. No questions. He just grabbed a 12-gauge shotgun, handed it to me. I'd never even held a gun before. I'm not a dummy. I'm like, I need some bullets too. And the guy reached under the counter, put 2 box shells on the counter. He said, all right, buddy, which box do you want? And I didn't know. One box had a picture of some ducks on it. The other box had a picture of some deer. I said, well, what's that box with them ducks? He said, oh, that there's birdshot. And then he goes just like this, I'm not exaggerating, he goes, that won't kill a man. He said, it'll just pepper him up nicely. I said, what the fuck? Pepper? I said, well, what's that box with the deer on it? He goes, oh, that there's buckshot. That'll put a hole in the goddamn truck if you wanted to. So which box do you want? And he picked the one with the deer up and shook it. I thought he was trying to trick me. I was like, do you have a box with a picture of a white dude trespassing on it? Because it's exactly the strength I'm looking for. Sometimes the funniest thing to say is mean. You know what I mean? It's a tough position to be in. So I say a lot of mean things. But you guys got to remember, I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm saying it because it's funny. And everything's funny till it happens to you. I don't think men should be allowed to be gynecologists. That shit is a conflict of interest. Even when my wife was pregnant, we used to go to the gynecologist. And he put her legs up in that stirrup like this. He'd be like, all right, Miss Chappelle, just try to relax. I push it back up, motherfucker, I got this. Just tell me what to look for. One of those home-style checkups. There's too many ethical questions when men do that. Like, can a gynecologist lose their license for smelling their fingers during an exam? Is that illegal? How could they not? These are men. It's like if you have a good barbecue, you don't even think about it. You just... The word pussy is only offensive if you're older. People my age and younger, I don't think we dance to that shit. That song come on the radio, say, I beat the pussy up. That's on the radio. I beat the pussy up. That's a pretty harsh song. It's like nothing like a love song. There's no tracks of his tears, no midnight trains to Georgia. This man simply beats the pussy up. Unbelievable. You don't even know if he's having sex with these women. They might just pull their pants down. He'd be like, bah! G-Unit. I came home early from the road. I had a $12,000 suit on because life's been going good. And I got home early and dinner was cooking. You ever come home when dinner's cooking? Doesn't that smell good? And my son saw me and he was like, Dad's home. And he got up from the table and ran over to give me a hug, but he had chicken grease all over his face. So I stepped on him like, yo, my man. Wash these threads, son. This is an expensive suit. I don't want you to get the chicken grease all over me. And he was like, what the chicken grease? Dad, this is duck. A tear came out of my eyes. I never dreamt I'd do so well in life that I'd raise a nigga with duck grease all over his face. Is the word pussy offensive? I asked that crowd when we was in Denver. One was a woman in the front. She's older than me, maybe around my age. Definitely a feminist. You know what I mean? Short haircut, plaid shirt, you know what I'm saying? She said, I'm uncomfortable with that word. And I was like, really? You? And then before I could ask her why, there was one other guy, he was in the balcony. Now, I don't think he was saying this to me, but he said this. Everybody heard him say it. He goes, it's delicious. I don't think I've ever heard pussy called delicious before in my life. Now, this is not to say that it's bad, but it's definitely an acquired taste. I don't think any of us tasted pussy our first time like, oh, it's good. To be honest with you, I've been trying to repair my relationship with the transgender community because I don't want them to think that I don't like them. And you know how I've been repairing it? I wrote a play. I did, because I know that gays love plays. It's a very sad play, but it's moving. It's about a black transgender woman whose pronoun is sadly nigger. It's a tearjerker. At the end of the play, she dies of loneliness because white liberals don't know how to speak to her. Sad. Let me tell you something. One time I thought my wife was cheating on me. You know what I did? I waited for her to fall asleep. When I waited a long time. She's Asian. I couldn't tell if she was asleep or not. I was looking at her. And when I was sure she was asleep, I stole the iPhone, took it downstairs and started trying out passwords to see if I could open it. I couldn't figure out the password. Then I remembered it's iPhone. This has facial recognition. I was just like, oh. And then opened right up. And I saw a text message in there from a fella named Earl. I said, wake the f up. Who the f is Earl? It's gay Earl from the hair salon. I'm sorry, just go back to sleep. I am sorry. I guess I just been insecure because all this cheating I've been doing. Good night. She said, well, since you want to wake up, and then she pulled my phone from under her pillow. She said, who is this in this picture? I said, how'd you open that phone? She said, it was easy. All I had to do was mash my nose and go like this, and it opened right up. Chris got slapped in the face at the Oscars by Will Smith, which was one of the craziest things I'd ever seen. In fact, if you watch it live on television, when it happened, I thought it was fake. I did. I wasn't sure, so you know what I did? I waited 30, 40 minutes, and I called him, and he picked up. As soon as he picked up, he said, you was the only nigga I had to answer the phone for. Apparently, Obama and Oprah, everybody had called this nigga to see if everything was all right. So I asked him, I go, well, you know, he said, what? I said, well, did it hurt? And he said, yes, nigga, it hurt. Then I knew that it was real. And then, and only then, was I offended. And I wasn't just offended that he got slapped. The real offensive part was that after he slapped him, this nigga Will just sat down and enjoyed the rest of his evening. It was crazy. And people would ask me all the time. They'd say, Dave, what would you do if you were Chris Rock and Will Smith slapped you in the face? And to this day, the answer is the same. I don't know what I would have done. I've never been in a situation that extreme. But I do know now what Will Smith would not have done. That is, enjoy the rest of his evening. I have a great reputation in show business, but in comedy, I'm what's known as a lazy comedian, which is crazy because I work all the time, but that's not why they call me lazy. They call me lazy because I do shows sometimes, 20,000 people be in the crowd, and I'll tell a joke, and they'll all look at me like I'm crazy, but 3 or 4 people will laugh really hard, and I'll be on stage like, yeah, that's good enough. Well, this next joke is one of those jokes that it's not, you know what I mean? I like to tell it, but it never does good. But I'm going to do it. You know why it doesn't do good? I'm not good at impressions, but this is an impression. You ready? Okay. This is not going to work. All right, this is my impression. This is my impression of the dead people on the Titanic. You didn't let me finish. This is my impression of the dead people on the Titanic as the submersible was approaching their ship. That's good enough. All right, here it goes.
I'm gonna do it. Okay, here it goes.
Join us in our watery grave.
Oh, buddy, that's funny to me. Listen, that is a funny way to die. 20 years from now, on my 70th birthday, I'm going to take a submersible to see the submersible. Hopefully by then it should work. My wife hates that joke. You know, a lot of people think I'm from the hood. That's not true. But I never bothered to correct anybody because I wanted the streets to embrace me. Like sometimes I'll hang out with rappers like Nas and them, and these motherfuckers will start talking about the projects. Yo, it was wild in the PJs, yo. And I'll be like, word, nigga, word. But I don't know. I have no idea. My parents did just well enough so that I could grow up poor around white people. And to be honest, when Nas and them talk about the projects, I used to get jealous because it sounded fun. Everybody in the projects was poor. And that's fair. But if you were poor in Silver Spring, nigga, it felt like it was only happening to you. Nas does not know the pain of that first sleepover at a white friend's house. You come back home on Sunday and just look at your parents like, y'all need to step your game up. Everything at Timmy's house works. ISIS is fucking scary. Because if ISIS catches you, they're going to cut your head off. That's what they do. I've seen them do it on YouTube. It was fucking awful. He looked right in the camera and say, Obama, I am back. I saw that shit. I said, oh my God. Don't like. How is this guy cutting people's heads off on YouTube? I can't even post a dick pic, and this motherfucker is decapitating people. I'm gonna have to change my settings. I was at the freak off one time and I went in the back room and Puff was in there with Carl Winslow, his dad from Family Matters. He was smashing and I was like, Puff, what are you doing? And he was like, yeah, it feels good to make another man do your bidding. And I was like, oh my God. Carl Winslow from Family Matters was there and I wasn't invited? It's worse than I thought. Or maybe I'm not ugly. I mean, you know, look at my face. This is not necessarily a handsome face, but it's not an ugly face. But if you really study my face clearly, I have snitch energy. Oh, I look like I'll tell. The last thing you want to see at the orgy is me across the room looking at you like. Leave Carl Winslow alone. Fuck you, Dave Chappelle. I said, excuse me? She said, I worked all week for this shit, and this show sucks. The whole crowd band together and started chanting, we want our money back. We want our money back. I said, oh shit. I snapped out of it. Good people of Detroit, hear me. Hear me now. You will never get your fucking money back. I said, I'm like Evel Knievel. I get paid for the attempt. I didn't promise this shit would be good. Boo, they said, fuck you. This went on for a long time. And then after the show, I felt so bad, I took half of the money from the show, thousands of dollars. I said, I'm gonna give this to charity. You know what I did? I bought $25,000 worth of bubble gum and drove around Detroit and handed it out to the homeless so they could chew it and still be hungry. I was at the freak off one time and I went in the back room and Puff was in there with Carl Winslow, his dad from Family Matters. He was smashing and I was like, Puff, what are you doing? And he was like, yeah, it feels good to make another man do your bidding. And I was like, oh my God. Carl Winslow from Family Matters was there and I wasn't invited?
It's worse than I thought. Or maybe I'm not ugly. I mean, look at my face. This is not necessarily a handsome face, but it's not an ugly face. But if you really study my face clearly, I have snitch energy. Oh, I look like I'll tell. The last thing you want to see at the orgy is me across the room looking at you like. Leave Carl Winslow alone.
You ever notice old people don't text back? They mail you their response. Like I sent my grandma a text just saying, I love you. 2 weeks later, I get a handwritten letter, says, I love you too. P.S. Don't get the vaccine. Now I'm sitting there confused like, Grandma, are you expressing love or recruiting me for a conspiracy theory? I ain't gonna lie, part of me wanted to believe her. Because if anybody knew what was really going on, it's a 93-year-old black woman with a rotary phone and a landline.
I waited for her to fall asleep. And when I waited a long time, she's Asian. I couldn't tell if she was asleep or not. I was looking at her. And when I was sure she was asleep, you know what I did? I stole the iPhone, took it downstairs and started trying out passwords to see if I could open it. I couldn't figure out the password. Then I remembered it's iPhone. This shit has facial recognition. I was just like, oh. And that shit opened right up.
Y'all ever notice the government treats aliens better than black people? I mean, damn. A UFO pulls up over Phoenix. Oh my God, welcome to Earth. Can we offer you some water? Here's a government grant, a secret base, maybe a Netflix deal. Meanwhile, I get pulled over and the cop looking at me like, sir, do you know why I stopped you? I said, yeah, because I was black in a Honda Civic after 10 p.m. I get it. Keep the streak alive. You know it's bad when you got to rehearse being nice just to not get shot. Like I'm in the mirror practicing like license and registration officer. No sudden moves. Smile, Dave. Smile like you at Whole Foods. Organic kale, my good man. And look, I saw AI robots dancing on TikTok the other day. Dancing. We got robots hitting the robot, y'all. Meanwhile, my uncle still got a flip phone and thinks streaming is a medical condition. Heard you got that streaming, boy. You better get that checked out. We living in a world where your fridge is smarter than your cousin. Yo, fridge texting you like, you forgot the milk, dumbass. This world's crazy, man. Aliens, robots, fridges with feelings. And I'm just trying to survive at one police stop and TikTok dance at a time. You ever argue with somebody who got facts from TikTok? Man, that's a new kind of stupid. This dude told me, dead serious, you know the moon is actually a hologram projected by the government. I said, how do you know that? And he goes, bro, it got 3 million likes. Oh, really? Well, damn, like, let me go check with the stars on Instagram. Maybe they got a rebuttal.
To be honest with you, I've been trying to repair my relationship with the transgender community because I don't want them to think that I don't like them. And you know how I've been repairing it? I wrote a play. I did, because I know that gays love plays. It's a very sad play, but it's moving. It's about a black transgender woman whose pronoun is sadly nigger. It's a tearjerker. At the end of the play, she dies of loneliness because white liberals don't know how to speak to her. Sad. I waited for her to fall asleep. And when I waited a long time, she's Asian. I couldn't tell if she was asleep or not. I was looking at her. And when I was sure she was asleep, you know what I did? I stole the iPhone, took it downstairs and started trying out passwords to see if I could open it. I couldn't figure out the password. Then I remembered it's iPhone. This shit has facial recognition. I was just like, oh. And that shit opened right up. I was at the freak off one time and I went in the back room and Puff was in there with Carl Winslow, with Dad from Family Matters. He was smashing and I was like, Puff, what are you doing? And he was like, yeah, it feels good to make another man do your bidding. And I was like, oh my God. Carl Winslow from Family Matters was there and I wasn't invited? It's worse than I thought. Or maybe I'm not ugly. I mean, you know, look at my face. This is not necessarily a handsome face, but it's not an ugly face. But if you really study my face clearly, I have snitch energy. Oh, I look like I'll tell. The last thing you want to see at the orgy is me across the room looking at you like. Leave Carl Winslow alone. Doesn't matter what I say. And if you at home watching this shit on Netflix, remember, bitch, you clicked on my face. I've been to jail before, twice, not as a prisoner. One time was from childhood. I was suspended from school 23 times during February. I wasn't bad, though. I was just mischievous. I got hold of all my teachers' home phone numbers. At the time, I thought it was funny. I was calling in death threats. I know that's bad, man. You know, my English teacher, Mr. Johnson, I called him up. He was all nice on the phone. Hello? Johnson residence.
Is this Mr. Johnson?
Yes, it is. And who might this be?
You're a dead man, Johnson.
Who is this?
Shut up, punk! You're gonna die. Unless you change David Chappelle's grades.
And she said, do you mind not punching down on my people? Oh, I don't like that. Normally I would have let it go, but I was drunk. I said, what might you mean, bitch? I was careful to call her a bitch because I didn't want to blow her cover. Turns out she wasn't hiding. She was loud. She was proud. She let me have it in front of everybody. Screaming at me, all the talking points from that article. You transphobic, this and that. Kept clapping her hands in my face. Let me tell you something. I said, we learned this from black bitches. Kept doing, let me tell you something, honey. She kept calling transgenders her people. Isn't that weird? My people this, my people that. I said, what do you mean your people? Was y'all kidnapped in Transylvania and brought here as slaves? She said, my people have struggled for decades, honey. Decades. And I looked at them gay black dudes like, is there anything you niggas need to tell this bitch? Clifford. She says the same shit to me every night before she goes to bed. I'll be the last one up. She's like, let me get some sleep, Dave. Good night. All right, babe, we'll stay up and watch television. Good night. And she'll walk halfway up the steps. David? Don't eat the kids' lunch. And then she walks away. Well, the crazy shit is I don't even eat their lunch anymore. Back in the day, I used to eat that shit. You know how that goes. I might smoke some weed in the middle of the night and she'll leave neatly wrapped sandwiches all over the kitchen. I'm gonna eat it. What's the big deal? Why can't she just make another one in the morning? I mean, it's like, I got sons anyway. And sons love everything their dads do. My kids will be at school the next day, just look like, oh, Dad bit my sandwich. Oh, shit! Their dad is Dave Chappelle, man. You could trade that sandwich for something better. Kevin could walk around his house and sing All Me, and the whole song would still be true. Got everything, I got everything. I cannot complain, I don't even know how much I really made. I forgot
It's a lot. Fuck that, never mind what I got. And his wife be like, Kevin, come to bed. He'd be like, ho, shut the fuck up. I got way too much. You know how much money you have to tell a girl to shut the fuck up? I have quiet please money at best. I'd have to take a loan out for shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, that's Jay-Z money. And Beyonce got, no, you shut the fuck up.
You know what I hate about drugs? I hate when like people my age and older get hooked on crack. I hate that shit. You're too old to be experimenting with the drugs at a certain point. You should be past that. You ain't doing it by a certain point, you just miss it. Drugs are really for old people anyway. You 75, you've earned the right. Shit, if I was 75, I'd do coke, heroin, everything. I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd be walking down the street, they'd be like, boy, that old man is tripping.
She says the same shit to me every night before she goes to bed. I'll be the last one up. She's like, I'm gonna get some sleep, Dave. Good night. All right, babe, let's stay up and watch television. Good night. And she'll walk halfway up the steps. David? Don't eat the kids' lunch. And then she walks away. Well, the crazy shit is I don't even eat their lunch anymore. Back in the day, I used to eat that shit. You know how that goes. I might smoke some weed in the middle of the night, and she'll leave neatly wrapped sandwiches all over the kitchen. I'm gonna eat it. What's the big deal? Why can't she just make another one in the morning? I mean, it's like, I got sons anyway. And sons love everything their dads do. My kids will be at school the next day, just look like, oh, Dad bit my sandwich. Oh, shit! Their dad is Dave Chappelle, man. You could trade that sandwich for something better.
I ain't gonna lie to you. People make you feel bad because they say you changed. You motherfucking right. What the fuck you want me to do? Stay stupid? Son of a bitch.
I bought a house. I bought a 2-bedroom house. But it's up to me how many bedrooms there are, though, isn't it? This bedroom has an oven in it. This bedroom has a lot of people sitting around watching TV. This bedroom is AKA a hallway. This bedroom's over in that guy's house. Sir, you have one of my bedrooms. Stay out. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. I like to play blackjack. I'm not addicted to gambling. I'm addicted to sitting in a semicircle. My friend is a blackjack dealer, and on his forearm he has a tattoo of an ace and a jack. You see, I'm a blackjack player. On my forearm, I'm gonna get a tattoo of a 10 and a 2. And then maybe later a king. I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem. It's not the photographer's fault. Bigfoot is blurry. And that's extra scary to me because there's a large, out-of-focus monster roaming the countryside. One time a guy handed me a picture of me. He said, here's a picture of me when I was younger. Every picture is of you when you were younger. Ain't that about time someone said that? I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. I got into an argument with a girlfriend inside of a tent. That's a bad place for an argument, because then I tried to walk out and slam the flap. How are you supposed to express your anger in this situation? Zipper it up really quick. I like an escalator, man, because an escalator can never break. It can only become stairs. All right. There would never be an escalator temporarily out of order sign. Only an escalator temporarily stairs. Sorry for the convenience. I play golf. I'm not good at golf. I never got good. I never got a hole-in-one. But I did hit a guy. And that's way more satisfying. You're supposed to yell 4. But I was too busy mumbling. There ain't no way that's gonna hit him.
I went to the doctor. All he did was suck blood from my neck. Do not go see Dr. Acula. I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem. It's not the photographer's fault. Bigfoot is blurry. And that's extra scary to me because there's a large, out-of-focus monster roaming the countryside. Is a hippopotamus, or a really cool hippopotamus?
I played in a death metal band. People either loved us or they hated us, or they thought we were okay. A lot of death metal bands have intense names like Rigor Mortis, or Mortuary, or Obituary. We weren't that intense. We just went with Injured. Later on, we changed it to Acapella as we were walking out of the pawn shop. I was at a casino. I was standing by the door. And a security guard came over and said, "You're going to have to move. You're blocking the fire exit." As though if there was a fire, I wasn't going to run. If you're flammable and have legs, you are never blocking a fire exit.
Whenever he would knock on my wall, I knew he wanted me to turn my music down, and that made me angry because I like loud music. So when he knocked on the wall, I'd mess with his head. I'd say, "Go around. I cannot open the wall. I don't know if you have a doorknob on the other side, but over here there's nothing." When I wear t-shirts, I can only wear V-necks because my neck is very fragile. I cannot wear a regular neck shirt. It hurts. And I especially hate turtlenecks. Like wearing a turtleneck is like being strangled by a really weak guy. All damn day. Like if you wear a turtleneck and a backpack, it's like a weak midget trying to bring you down.
I bought a donut and they gave me a receipt for the donut. I don't need a receipt for a donut. I'll just give you the money. You give me the donut. And the transaction. We don't need to bring ink and paper into this. I just cannot imagine a scenario where I'd have to prove that I bought a donut. Some skeptical friend, don't even act like I didn't get that donut. I got the documentation right here. Oh wait, it's back home in the file, under D, for donut. We all know what D is. You know when you go to a restaurant on the weekends, it gets busy, so they start a waiting list, they start calling out names. They say like, "Dufresne, party of 2. Table ready for Dufresne, party of 2. And if no one answers, they'll say the name again. Dufresne, party of 2. But then if no one answers, they'll just go right on to the next name. Bush, party of 3. Yeah, but what happened to the Dufresnes? No one seems to care. Who can eat at a time like this? People are missing. You people are selfish. The Dufresnes are in someone's trunk right now with duct tape over their mouth. And they're hungry. That's a double whammy. We need help. Bush, search party of 3. You can eat once you find the Dufresnes.
Show on TV, they catch a fish, but then they let it go. They don't want to eat the fish, but they do want to make it late for something. Where were you? I got caught. No, you didn't. Let me see the inside of your lip.
I had a box of Ritz crackers, and on the back of the box of Ritz crackers, I had all these suggestions as to what to put on top of the Ritz. So try it with turkey and cheese. Try it with peanut butter. Oh, come on, man, they're crackers. That's why I got them. I like crackers. Now, there ain't no suggestion. Put a Ritz on top of Ritz. I didn't buy them because they're little edible plates.
But
the one I do resist, the one I keep resisting, is when they look at an old guy and they'll say, look at him, Dan, he's 90 years young. Imagine the fear of aging that reveals. To not even be able to use the word old to describe someone, to have to use an antonym. And fear of aging is natural, it's universal, isn't it? We all have that. No one wants to get old, no one wants to die, but we do. So we bullshit ourselves. I started bullshitting myself when I got to my 40s. As soon as I was in my 40s, I'd look in the mirror and I'd say, well, I guess I'm getting older. Older sounds a little better than old, doesn't it? Sounds like it might even last a little longer. Bullshit, I'm getting old. And it's okay, because thanks to our fear of death in this country, I won't have to die. I'll pass away.
I live in Hawaii in a place, I wanted to go to a place where there was no people, and I found a place. There's 500 people live where I live, and they're brown. And I like that because you can sleep at night. You know, because you live around white people in the country, anything could happen. Not that I don't trust white people, it's just that in the night, you know what I mean? I don't know, something happens to white people, you start drinking, and when you hear one of them others go, yeehaw!
Kevin could walk around his house and sing All Me, and the whole song would still be true. Got everything, I got everything. I cannot complain, I don't even know how much I really made. I forgot, it's a lot. Fuck that, never mind what I got. And his wife be like, Kevin, come to bed. He'd be like, ho, shut the fuck up, I got way too much. You know how much money you have to tell a girl to shut the fuck up? I have quiet please money at best. I'd have to take a loan out for shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, that's Jay-Z money. And Beyonce got, no, you shut the fuck up.
Let me ask you this. Who do you think is running this country? Guess. Yeah! That's who. Look at all the white people. I am so scared right now. I'm so scared. I wanted to try to find a guy to do tile, but now I'm afraid to ask. I am so scared. The guy next to me looked like he does drywall, but I'm assuming right now they are all gang related. Let's go.
Doesn't matter what I say. And if you at home watching this shit on Netflix, remember, bitch, you clicked on my face.
One time I was driving home, I saw a beautiful homeless woman. I was like, my little project runway right here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her, you know. She's only arguing with a stop sign, that's it. She's like, don't tell me what to do.
This girl laid down on the grass and opened her legs, and all the mosquitoes died. A hornet's nest fell out of an oak tree. 2 wild dogs fell out. Oh, God. Years ago, girls didn't smell like they do now. I swear to you, they got stuff now, girls. They got dish powders with different flavors. You've tasted them, fellas. Yeah, different flavors. My old lady bought some. Tuna. At least, I hope it was tuna.
You know, you look at the Mexicans, they always portray them as Dora the Explorer and all that shit. Man, I moved to L.A., I'm in the Home Depot buying some nails, and a motherfucking Mexican just walked up and grabbed, I said, hey man, he said, I said, these ain't your nails. He said, fuck, I said, fuck you. I'm pushing the cart, and I see another Mexican. Had a Raiders jersey, I swear to God, had a Raiders jersey on. He was walking in between the cars like this. Man, my heart is beating, and he walking towards me, said, You say something to my little nephew in there? I was like, oh my God. They was finna fuck up. He was walking towards me and his bottom lip was shaking, but one of them stopped all of them and said, hey, it's fucking Day Day. I was like, yeah, it's me. It was like, oh, Day Day, what's up, bro? I'm in the parking lot for 10 minutes, talking about 15, 30. The Mexicans just standing there dancing like this.
Puerto Ricans, you guys are like Mexicans that, have a time limit when it comes to Spanish. You speak it quick. Mexicans, we speak Spanish slow. Hey, how's it going? Aquí no más, hombre. Puerto Ricans, man. Hey, what's up?
Hey, man, I just want to say thanks for hanging out with us today here on Tubesquatch. You could have been anywhere else on the internet, probably watching a raccoon ride a skateboard or a baby dance to some Pitbull song. But you chose to be here, and that means something. Let me know down there in the comments what part hit you the hardest or made you spit out your drink. I read all them things, even the weird ones. YouTube says they know you're going to like that next video down below. I don't know how they know, but I trust that algorithm like it's my cousin working at the DMV. And hey, don't forget to hit that like button, smack that subscribe, and join the Squatch fam. We're out here in the woods of the web, keeping it weird and wild. I'll see y'all in the next one. Stay legendary, stay squatchy.